Hello, book lovers, and welcome if you're new. Hello, my name is Christina, and I love to read books. Yay! Okay, this is my December TBR, and that's 6 books. Usually the 6 book that I pick, I usually wrap it up and then unwrap it, but I didn't because there are so many books I literally want to read. I know I was in the Halloween mood and I did some really good books. The Woman in the Window was amazing book that I read in October. There were so many. The Poison Garden was not that bad either. So this time I do have a few spooky books and some that's not. Give me a second. Let me turn on my light. Okay, so if you're not friends with me on Goodreads, you should add me on Goodreads. My name is Christina Green on there. We're going to talk about the first book I want to read. It's a 3-time Arena award-winning book, and it's, if I'm saying it right, Irene Hansen. And the name of the book is called Driftwood Beige, and it's a book series. The book series, a Hope Harbor novel. And this is what it looks like. I don't know if I said her name right. I'm sorry if I'm chopping blah 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 on your name. I'm very sorry. But when I noticed I put this book on Goodreads to check it out, to read it on Goodreads. It was on Goodreads, and I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind. So this book, I can't show you, but over here I have a big glass container deal that has a whole bunch of books in it, books I want to check out from the library and read. This was one of them, but I ended up finding this at my library for 50 cents for this book. I said, that's on my Goodreads list. So, crazy. But I do have a Goodreads. It's Christina Green. This is on my TBR on Goodreads to read for this month. Once I pick the book that I have on my TBR and I start reading it, I take it off my Goodreads TBR, showing that it's not a book that's on my TBR. No. So, I'm sorry. It's still a little chilly here in Texas. And just to let y'all know, I am from the Fort Texas, and I am like, cold weather makes me freeze my tush off. And when it's cold in my house, I'm always wearing, I've got like a whole bunch of plaid shirts that I just put on as a jacket and wear it in the house, because if it gets too hot with the heater on, I can always take it off. So, and it is hard. Alright, good enough. Button up a little bit, but that is one of the books. The other one is one that I got for my birthday, A Flicker in the Dark. I've heard so much about this. There is a book club that I'm in on Facebook. I'll try, if I can remember, I'll write the name of it down and link it so you can go check that book club book out. And I showed them that I got this for my birthday, and everybody has complimented how good it is. The Coworker. The book, The Coworker, as y'all noticed, that was one of my November reads last month. Oh my goodness. That book was so amazing that I literally could not want to put that book down. I started reading it on November 1st, because it was the first book I wanted to read. November 1st, I started reading that book and eating dinner. Dinner was nasty, so I pitched what I first made for me to eat. But then I made me something else. But that book was good. And I started reading it, but I stopped because I had other things I had to do too, you know. So, and then I was like, that night when I went to bed, where I left off, I was laying in bed reading it while my husband was watching his TV shows that he records on our DVR to watch. And I was reading it, and he says, "Is that book any good? Because you bought that book." I said, "I bought it with my own money, and yes, it's good. When I get money and I buy my own stuff, I like it. But when my husband buys it for me too, I like it too. He knows." The next one I got, I can't think of her name right now, but I'm subscribed to her YouTube channel, and I'm subscribed to her on Instagram. And this is by Gillian Fannin, and it's the book called Sharp Objects. And I picked this up in the library, and I'm like, do I really want to read it? Then I said no, and then I said, last month, most of my books were big and thick, and I needed some thin books to read that wasn't really going to be like long. This one's kind of thick compared to this one. I mean, this one's smaller, but this one's bigger and thinner. And then, of course, you have this one as well. You know, and you're like, okay, you're looking at these books and you're figuring out, okay, so yeah, that would be okay to do that. So I picked up this book, and I definitely want to read it as well. The other book I picked up is by Natasha Peterson, and it was The Cabin. A friend of mine, good friend of mine, she says, that sounds like that'd be a good book. Are you going to read that soon? Because if you don't want it, I want the book. And I like that the print is big, large print. And I was like, well, I'm going to make it next month's read because I want to get it read. I want to check it out and see what it's all about. I'll take that book if you don't want it. Then a lot of people have talked about this book, The Silent Wife, by Carrie Fisher. I have to read this book. There is something that was this book. I like the white pages because I can read it, you know, pretty good. But this book was sitting over here on the shelf on the side of the wall above me, and it kept saying, "Read me, read me, read me, read me." And then I was like, I was going to read it last month, and I was like, no, I'm not going to read you. Turned around, and it said, read me or die. So I was like, okay, I'm going to read it, because I definitely want to get through a lot of my books in here. I have a drawer over here that is got books that I read, and I really want to take them books out. I need a shelf to put them on. I found something I want, and I was going to talk to my husband about going and picking it up, and I was going to use it. It is a bookshelf. It's tall. It's sitting on the side of the road. Somebody has thrown it away. It's got hooks on one side, and it looks like a shelf. It's got a cabinet on the bottom. And I was like, you know what? I will pick that up because I could put a shelf right here and get him to fit something here to put a shelf to make it to where I can put the books I've read already there. And I don't have to keep them in the dresser drawer over here because I want them out. And I probably will end up putting that behind me and doing some organization. A lot of organization in my office. Then I have this book I wanted to because it was kind of small as well. And this book is by Jean Taylor, and it's called Nothing. Now, I think I wrote this book down. I have it in Goodreads, I believe. But I think I also wrote it down on a piece of paper and stuck it in there thinking I didn't have the book, but I do have the book. I own this book. Indeed, I do, because if you look, it's got my name, my age, and the year I got the book. I got this book when I was 48 years old. I'm 49 now, so now when I write my name in books, I put my new age. Anyway, so this is it for December TBR. Hopefully, I can get done with a lot of books. I know I want to read. I'll probably read Nothing first, and then start reading on the other one. But I definitely want to read Driftwood Bay, and I want to read these other ones too. But I'll probably start with the book Nothing and read it first. But you will know if you're friends with me on Instagram, which is Toodle's blog, then you'll see what book I post. You'll see the book that I'm reading now. You'll see books that I have read. I'm not reading now, but books that I have read. And it was a book I checked out from the library. I forgot the name of the book, but it is a book I would not mind. I didn't care for the book as much because I couldn't connect with the characters, but I did put it down as a book I would buy because I think if I read the book again, if I owned my own copy and made it a book that I have to read, I think I would read it. But we'll see. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And until next time, guys. Bye.